What's up, your boy for another reaction? And in today's video, we have what car brand owns which color by Panel Gap. Let's get into it.
Every car brand has a color you associate with it. It's not
Facts, facts. Ferrari, you instantly think of red, literally.
exclusive. Multiple brands can be associated with one
What car is that?
color, but which brand is associated most with each color? If you disagree with any, comment which brand you think works better. I'm curious. Red is probably the easiest color to decide. I said red and you just thought of a Ferrari. Some of you might
Yup.
have thought of Alfa Romeo as well, but I think we can all agree Ferrari is a more famous
A what? A Alfa Romeo? A what?
of a Ferrari. Some of you might have thought of Alfa Romeo as well, but I think we can all agree Ferrari is a more famous
I never heard of that car. What, bro?
brand and is recognized more with the color red. On top of that, Alfa Romeo is also associated with green, while Ferrari is mostly just red. This comes from back in the day when international racing regulations mandated Ferrari paint their cars red to match Italy's national color. Ever since, it's stuck and become a super well-known brand identifier. You know what Enzo Ferrari said? Ask a child to draw a car and certainly he will draw it red. Yep, I think that's pretty much true. Orange would seem like a difficult one, but thanks to McLaren, it's another easy one. Unlike Ferrari, which has a little bit of competition and
Yeah, the orange from McLaren. I think of white for McLarens. I see a lot of white McLarens, but I see orange McLarens.
in terms of signature color, McLaren is probably the only well-known brand that uses orange as its main color. When a new McLaren's revealed, it's probably orange. P1, W1, 720S, I think, list goes on. If I were to come
McLaren's
up
hard.
with another brand that's known for orange, I might say Bugatti because of the livery found on the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus, or
Bugatti? What color I think of? Bugatti, I think of.
Subaru
I
because I
don't
see
know.
so many Crosstreks and WRXs in orange. I will say I don't like orange on Subarus, and that's coming from someone whose favorite color is orange. Maybe it's just because it doesn't work on them, maybe it's the shade they use, I don't know. Doesn't matter though, because I already chose McLaren. Yellow's a weird one because I don't think there's really any brand that uses it as their signature color like the previous ones, but the first brand that came to my mind was Chevrolet, although that's only because of the Corvette. To be honest, I probably associate red with the Corvette more, but
Oh my gosh, I see them Corvettes everywhere, bro. Cause they cheap. They're like 70K. That ain't too expensive for a supercar. Ain't that technically a supercar, right? They ain't too expensive.
after that, it would be yellow. There's also Porsche, but I want to use Porsche for a different color near the end of the video, so I'm gonna go with Chevrolet. I mean, their logo's like also yellow, kind of, so, you know. The other brand that came to mind is Lamborghini, but I've got to be honest, Lamborghini
Yeah, I think of yellow when I see Lamborghinis. Yeah, yellow.
uses every color in the rainbow, so I don't know if it's fair to pinpoint one on
Oh, oh yeah, they all green.
to it. And if I did have to, Lamborghini would probably be like green. Speaking of green, Aston Martin's an easy winner. Every one of their cars is mainly green. You'll see an Aston Martin, and it's probably green. Dark green. Looks good, has history, whatever. Alright,
That's hard.
that's enough of that. I think that Ford is immediately associated with blue because of their logo and branding, which is just very blue. But aside from that, they also make a lot of blue cars. The Focus, light blue, a Raptor, dark blue, Mustang, light blue again, I think. A Ford GT, but those are blue a lot. Mainly the new ones, but you know. I have like 10 billion Hot Wheels and every single Ford in there is blue. And also BMW is pretty blue, so you could add those in there. I probably should have talked more about that, but I'm not rewriting that section. So I will say that BMW does look really nice in that one blue that's darker and metallic. You know what I mean. Anyways, I think Ford wins this category of blue, but you know, I'm not super sure about it. So that's the best I can do. This one is honestly pretty hard. Purple isn't a very common color to paint a car from the factory, even with exotics. The most prevalent purple cars are probably Teslas wrapped in matte lavender by their owners who just discovered you can wrap a car. I mean, really, have you
Purple. I can't think of purple. Purple. Yeah, that's what he
seen these
said.
around? I swear, I'll just be driving and I'm flashbang by the most average looking car I've ever seen in my life that's colored like a goddamn holographic Pokemon card. Tesla owners do not need to be doing all that. I mean, crazy. It's just insane. But hey, to each their own. The actual car brand I would say fits purple the best is Dodge. It's not really their main
Dodge.
color or anything, but nobody even uses purple, so there's not a lot of options.
I see a lot of purple Dodges. That's a good
If you
choice.
go look up images of Dodge on Google, you'll probably come across a purple one fairly quickly. Apparently, the popular purple is called Plum Crazy, and there's old Challengers with it and newer ones, so it's a little bit of a historical thing as well, but it definitely goes into the modern age. Gray or silver, I was having trouble at first, but then I thought of
Yeah, Mercedes, yeah.
Mercedes. Not really new ones, but like 10, 20 years ago, silver was all over Mercedes. You know, SLR, GT, I mean, even the more normal sedans and stuff were very silver. In my opinion, it's probably the most fitting color for these Mercedes and their design language. Besides the newer ones, I should also mention the older ones like the 300 SLR. And I'm putting gray in the same category because silver is just shiny gray, but I actually think gray belongs not to Mercedes-Benz, but to Audi. You know, Nardo Gray, signature color for Audi, mainly for their newer performance models like
I
the
don't want first. I want Audis.
R6,
Audis, my nigga. Like it's crazy. Every year there was a new trending car that every rapper talked about. During that era, the smoke perp era, Lil Pump, it was Audi. You know what I'm saying? Then it was a Hellcat. Then it was a Lamborghini Urus. Then now it's Ferrari truck. I want the Ferrari truck.
RS5, R8, you know. Again, if you hit up Google with images of gray car, like half of them are
Like
Audis.
every year was a new car that nigga
Next, we've
talked
got
about.
black. I'm sure the reason I associate Cadillac with the color black is because of the government. No, I'm not trying to rope you into a conspiracy theory. I just mean think of a government vehicle
Every Cadillac be black, my nigga. I ain't see a Cadillac in another color yet. Every Cadillac be black. That perfect.
it's a
The black truck. The black truck. We in the black truck.
black Cadillac. This might only apply if you're American or Canadian, I think. I think they use American cars, but I'm American, so that's what I associate the color with. The US government also uses a lot of Chevys and Fords and stuff that are also black, and apparently BMW X5s now, but you know, the Escalade is just stereotypically a government fleet vehicle, alongside with the presidential limo, which is also a Cadillac. White is another really hard one because it's the single most common color for cars nowadays. It's just above black and gray, but it's still number one, so it's hard to pinpoint just one car brand since every brand uses it a lot. You could honestly say BMW, Toyota, Audi, Nissan, etc., but I'm just gonna go with Volvo. Why? I don't know, it's just the one I think works best. It might be because Volvos look so good in white, whereas a lot of other brands struggle to keep their cars looking good when they're white, but I'm kind of having trouble coming up with a good reason for this one, so hopefully my view makes sense. It's kind of just my opinion, to be honest. I think Volvos look good in white. I guess it's their design language that just makes sense with it. Again, I don't know. Polestar also works really well in white, but that's also just Volvo, so it makes sense. Those are all the main colors, but there's also other ones like brown, gold, and pink. And yeah, I know, brown is a shade of orange, gold is yellow, and pink is a shade of red, but I think they're distinct enough to look at. Same with how I differentiated silver and gray. I'll start with gold. There's no brand that's known
Gold. Yeah, ain't no brand known for being
for gold
gold.
or anything because that would
I want some gold rims though. I gotta put some gold wheels on my car when I get one. I ain't
just
gonna
be
lie, that's
crazy, but
hard.
there are brands that have gold paint, like
Like
Alfa
that's hard. That rules.
Romeo, just to bring up that guy again. I remember wanting to get one of those gold Julias a while back just because they look sick. Gold is a hard color to make look natural or good
Yeah. You could think of Bugatti too when you see gold.
on a car instead of just cheap or something I would put on my car in a Forza Horizon 4 6 years ago. But Alfa Romeo does a pretty good job in my opinion. I mean, it looks really cool. To be honest, I still want one. For brown, there's more options. Probably because it doesn't look as ridiculous right off the bat. Unfortunately, more options isn't really a good thing in this case because no brand really uses brown as their signature. I think of Lexus mostly, but there's like 5 other brands that use
The only nigga that got brown cars is Travis Scott.
brown just as much, so I'm gonna go with Lexus, but I don't know. Brown is actually one of my favorite paint colors, to be honest. People hate on it so much,
Yeah, I fuck with brown. I ain't gonna lie.
but it looks good in my opinion. Pink, which is just red. It's light red, but not Ferrari. That's red. So pink was a lot more common decades ago, like in the 50s, because of the whole colorless epidemic in cars these days. And that being said, Cadillac is once again the best fit, because they liked doing pink cars. However, I don't want to include Cadillac twice, especially since it's from so long ago in this case. Yeah, they don't really do pink cars anymore. So I'm gonna say Porsche actually, because of Ruby Star and Frozen Berry. Pink is another color that isn't that recognizable to a specific brand, but I'm actually pretty happy with Porsche. Let me know what you think. The point of all this, well, it's mostly just fun, but it's also to see how different brands can be recognized strictly on one color. The best example in this video is probably Ferrari. They've just done a great job with the whole color thing.
Yeah. When you see a Ferrari, that bitch always red.
But other brands like McLaren, etc., they did good too. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I tried to make it longer this time because people were saying my videos were too short, and now I'm monetized. But mostly the first thing. Again, let me know if you disagreed with any, or maybe you just think a different brand would work better. If you did enjoy it, like and subscribe, please. I think I'm gonna do an aggressive 2016 Minecraft YouTuber outro now, so that's why there's music building up in the background.
But I ain't heard that shit in so long, bro. Them fucking YouTube intros from back in the day. Do we gotta bring those back? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And I'm out. Doom, 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 doom. Da da da, doom, doom, doom.